One afternoon, peering at the pool, as he has later recounted the story, Domitian went off into his own mind. Gradually, swirling like smoke, visions emerged. Perhaps some sort of giant NMR machine might be just the device that could be used to scan his stomach, which was still acting up, and get at what really ailed him. He was convinced, because of the research work that he was doing, that the composition of a cancer cell had to be different from that of a normal cell. He knew that the proportion of sodium to potassium ions was not the same in a cancer cell, and so, according to his ion exchange theory, the water structure had to be different. The water was the key thing because the hydrogen in water boasted the strongest NMR signal. If cancer cells indeed had different water structures than normal cells, then NMR signals from protons of water ought to be discernibly different in cancerous tissue than in normal tissue. If that was true, then why couldn't he develop an NMR scanner to probe the human body for cancer? Open a new window into life. Domitian shared his thoughts with Cope. "Let's pursue this together," he urged him. His luncheon partner heard all this talk amiably. As they conversed, though, a frown formed on Cope's face. He was gravely dubious. Rummaging through his mind, he catalogued the hurdles involved. It would take years, probably a decade, to convince people of the possibility. The opposing forces would be brutal and unremitting. It would take years just to perform the experiments and design the powerful equipment that could make scanning the body a reality. The cost would be monstrous. Finding the necessary funding would not be easy. "No," Cope said. "It was just too heroic an undertaking. Try something else." Domitian tactfully changed the subject. Cope's doubtful attitude was not at all surprising. As Domitian would later point out, "You have to understand that we were talking about machines then that were wide enough to take something no bigger than a pencil. What I was talking about was like going from a paper glider that you tossed across the classroom to a 747. Domitian harbored extremely mixed feelings about the prospect of pursuing his idea. Sober, cautious thoughts assailed him. After all, he was deep into his own ion exchange research. He felt it was profoundly important. Was he ready to put that aside to work on something so speculative? Science, he knew well, moves in fits and starts. Thousands of ideas flutter through a scientist's mind, but only a few are truly significant. Even fewer actually work. It is often all but impossible to predict whether an idea is worth pursuing. When it occurred to me, I thought it was a fool thing to do. I had spent 10 years doing one thing, and here I was thinking about going off on some tangent. It's like you're going down the main drag on the path of your life, pretty happy about how things are going, no real complaints, and you suddenly take a hard right and head off on some dirt road. It made no sense to do it. I mean, why leave the highway?"
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.